For this instruction guide, I'd like to show you some options for how to set formats for basic Word documents. Specifically, I'm going to use the APA style for a lot of it, but this is not meant to be an instruction on APA, just an instruction on how to set formats properly. When you first open up Word, you're going to notice if it's the first time you've used it on this computer or if you haven't made any major changes, a couple things are odd. Number one, the default font is now Calibri for the body and 11 for the size. And this is true in Office 2010. The other thing that's odd is when you start typing, you'll notice it appears to be double spaced, although it is not. I'm going to be looking to make sure your papers are actually double spaced. So the first thing I would recommend you do is go to the View tab and set so that you can see the rulers. This will come in handy later on. Coming back to the Home tab, we're going to set some standard defaults for both fonts and the paragraph setting. So in this first section, right here where it says font, in the lower right-hand corner, click on the arrow, and you're going to notice that the body is set for plus body, and I want to find Times New Roman. Times New Roman 12 is the default suggested font and size for APA style. If I just begin to type in Times New Roman, it'll come up in the list, and then I can select Times New Roman and 12, and then click Set as Default. Select all documents based on normal template. And this will make sure that all the documents from here on out will be Times New Roman 12. Now click OK. So it changes the font to Times New Roman and 12. And now what we're going to do is make sure our default spacing is set the way we want to. In the lower right-hand corner of the section called Paragraph, click on the arrow. You'll notice by default Microsoft has set the after spacing, this is after each paragraph, to 10, and line spacing multiple to 1.15. Again, it just shows things just a little bit odd. I would recommend you change this to 0 and the line spacing to single. This is for the default. So if I click on Set as the Default, and again, we want this all future documents. If you do everything for class and you want everything double spaced, then you can set default for double spacing. But I do a lot of things in single space, so I'm going to click it to single, and then all my future documents will be based on this template, and click OK. So now we're set to single spacing. If I want to set this to double spacing, all I've got to do is hold down the Control key and press the number 2. It appears that nothing happened, but if I type a bunch of gibberish, you're going to see that right off the bat now, I've got double spacing. So I don't have to do anything more than just the Control and the number 2. If I want to go back to single space, I can do Control and number 1. For right now, I'm going to change the view to page width because I find this easier when I'm typing documents. When you're starting your document, APA style suggests that you have a header that has the title of the document and the page numbers. To get into the header, up in the area above where your cursor is blinking, just double click the mouse. It's ready and set to automatically type in the header. Now everything you type in this section is going to show up on every page. So the heading or the title of my document is Wireless Communications for this example. And now I need a page number. Page number should be over here to the right. You'll notice that up in the upper right-hand corner here, you've got a black little reversed L. That shows that there's a tab mark there. There's also shows that there's one in the middle for center. So right now, if I just press the tab key, it moves the cursor over to the center tab. That's not where I want my page number. I want it to the right. Now, don't just type in a page number because then you're going to have the same page number on every page. Go to the Insert tab, select page number, and I recommend you use the current position and plain number. Now it starts numbering and every page will be numbered accordingly. We're done with the header. That's all that has to be done. Now we're ready to start down at the bottom of in the body of our page. Double click in the body. We're in the body of the paper now, and we're ready to begin. Another thing I like to do that most people do not like is in the Home tab, I click on the Show and Hide format marks. A lot of people don't like that. I prefer it because I want to know what's going on in my document. On the title page, what needs to be there is your title of your document, the person doing it, and the name of the college is basics. And typically you come down a little bit in the beginning into the document, into the page rather, and we're going to do Control and the letter E, or you can use the center button right here. Either one will get you in the center. And then we're going to type again the title of our paper. Followed by the author's name. And then the university, college, school, whatever. In this case, it's going to be Nazareth. All right, now, as you see, if I switch back to view, that's kind of up towards the top. If you decide you want it a little bit further down, you can move down. I'm not sure if APA style is supposed to be centered or not. There's a way to do it centered completely on the page, but for now, we're just going to do that. At the bottom of this last line here, we want to start another page. The one thing I do not want to see on any of your papers is hitting enter, 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 and see all those marks that are showing up? I don't want to see those. What I want to see you do is when you're at the end of a page and you need to go to the new page, hold down the control button and press the enter. That gives you a manual page break, and I am down on the bottom page and ready to begin. And again, I'm going to switch back to page view. Now I hate typing, so I'm going to pick up as soon as I can find it, because I don't want to type all the words for this sample. First of all, I need to switch this back to left align. That shortcut is Control L. Paste in all my text. It is double spaced. I did not want this one for this particular. I'll have to find that. So I'm not, there it is. That should have gotten rid of that footer. That was for a different section. So now we've got our text typed into here. And the one thing that you're going to find is in APA style, the first line of the paragraph should be indented. Now, a lot of times what you can do is press the tab key. I don't want to see that because with the paragraph marking showing, that's going to look different than if I select all of my text. Again, going back to the home key in the paragraph, and under special, select first line indent 1/2 inch. And it automatically indents the first line of every paragraph. As you continue typing, it'll automatically indent the first line of every paragraph. And now you're ready to begin typing the rest of your document. I'm going to stop at this point for a minute. All right, the next thing I want to show you is assuming you've got your document all typed up now and you're on however many pages that you have. Now you're ready to do your references. So again, you need to start it on a blank page, so you need to start over. So at the end of your document, hold down the control key, press enter. You are now on the beginning of the next page. You have a page break in there that shows that you're starting a new page. And this is the references page. So this should be typed in as references, and it should be centered. Again, that's Control E. We're still doing double space. Once we have references in there, I'm going to do Control L to make it left aligned. Just to hurry things along, I'm going to copy and paste text because I don't feel like typing it all. And here's my different references that I have typed in here. Now, I'm not going to go through which one should be italicized, which one should be underlined. You can look through APA for that. The big thing here is on the references, the second line should be indented, not the first line. So I want to show you how to do that. And the way you do that is to highlight all of your references and then go to paragraph, lower right-hand corner of the arrow. Under special, change it from none to hanging and click OK. And now as you do your references, everything is in here based on the second and third line, if there are some, that are indented, and the first line of each reference is back out to the left. The next thing that I think you might find that's pretty interesting is if things are not automatically alphabetized, you can get it to set the alphabetizing by, again, highlighting your entries. Go to Home, select Sort, select by paragraphs, text, ascending, click OK. It'll automatically place all of your references in alphabetical order. As you're working on your paper, if you have more references, put them at the bottom, highlight everything again, click on Sort, make sure you still have paragraphs by text ascending, click OK. It'll automatically re-alphabetize everything as you go. Don't forget to look through the detailed instructions on the OWL site from Purdue for the other detailed APA style. This was just meant to give you a couple little tips that maybe you wouldn't know how to do in Word. If you find that there are other formats that you can't figure out, please send me an email and I will give you a hand in setting up the formats. Thank you.